Good evening and welcome once again to Drunk Shakespeare. We conclude tonight's King Lear with a fantastically talented cast, and I hope you all enjoyed. So without further ado, King Lear, conclusion.
Prithee, daughter, do not make me mad. I will not trouble thee, my child. Farewell. We'll no more meet, no more see one another, but yet thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter, or rather a disease that's in my flesh, which I must needs call mine. Thou art a boil, a plague sore, or embossed carbuncle in my corrupted blood, but I will not chide thee. Let shame come when it will. I do not call it, I do not bid the thunder-bearers shoot, nor tell tales of thee to high judging Jove. Mend when thou canst. Be better at thy leisure. I can be patient. I can stay with Regan. I and my 100 knights.
Not altogether so. I looked not for you yet, nor am I provided for your fit welcome. Give ear, sir, to my sister. For those that might mingle reason with your passion must be content to think you old, and so, but she knows what she knows.
Is this well spoken?
I dare vouch it, sir. What, 50 followers? Is it not well? What should you need of more? Yea, or so many, sith both charge and danger. Speak against to so great a number. How in one house should many people under two commands hold amity? 'Tis hard, almost impossible.
Why might not you, my lord, receive attendance from those that she calls servants, or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If then they chance to slack you, we could control them. If you will come to me, for now I spy a danger, I entreat you to bring but 5 and 20. No more will I give a place or notice.
I gave you all!
In good time you gave it.
Made you my guardians, my depositaries, but kept a reservation to be followed with such a number. What? Must I come to you with 5 and 20? Regan said you so.
And speak again, my lord. No more with me.
Those wicked creatures yet do look well favored when others are more wicked. Not being the worst stands in some rank of praise. I'll go with thee. Thy 50 yet doth double 5 and 20, and thou art twice her love.
Hear me, my lord. What need you 5 and 20, 10 or 5 to follow in a house where twice so many have a command to tend you?
What need one?
Oh, reason not the need. Our basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life is cheap as beasts. Thou art a lady. If only to go warm or gorgeous, why nature needs not what thou gorgeous wearest, which scarcely keeps thee warm, but for true need. Oh, you heavens, give me that patience I need. You see me here, you gods, a poor old man, as full of grief as age, wretched in both. If it be you that stirs these daughters' hearts against their father, fool me not so much to bear it tamely. Touch me with noble anger, and let not women's weapons, water drops stain my man's cheeks. No, you unnatural hags. I will have such revenges on you both that all the world shall. I will do such things. What they are I yet know not, but they shall be the terrors of the earth. No, you think I'll weep? Nay, I'll not weep. I have full cause of weeping, but this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws, or ere I'll weep. Oh, fool. Fool, I shall go mad.
Let us withdraw. 'Twill be a storm.
House is little. The old man says people cannot be well bestowed.
'Tis his own blame, hath put himself from rest, and must needs taste his folly.
For his particular, I'll receive him gladly, but not one follower.
So am I purposed. Where is my Lord of Gloucester?
Followed the old man forth. Ah, he is returned.
The king is in high rage.
Whither is he going?
He calls to horse, but I know not hither.
'Tis best to give him way. He leads himself.
My lord, entreat him by no means to stay.
Alack, the night comes on, and the high winds do sorely ruffle. For many miles about there's scarce a bush.
Oh, sir, to wilful men the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters. Shut up your doors. He is attended with a desperate train, and what they may incense him to, being apt to have his ear abused, wisdom bids fear.
Shut up your doors, my lord. 'Tis a wild night. My Regan counsels well. Come out the storm.
Who's there besides foul weather?
One-minded like the weather, most unquietly.
Ah, I know you. Where's the king?
Contending with the fretful elements, bids the winds blow the earth into the sea or swell the curled waters above the main, that things might change or cease. Tears his white hair, which the impetuous blast with eyeless rage catch in the fiery and fury and make nothing of, strives in his little world of man to outscorn the to and fro conflicting wind and rains. This night wherein the cub drawn bear would couch, the lion and the belly pinched wolf keep their fur dry. Unbonneted he runs and bids what will take all.
But who is with him?
None but the fool who labors to outist his heart-struck injuries.
Sir, I do know you, and dare upon the warrant of my note commend a dear thing to you. There is division, although as yet the face of it is covered with mutual cunning, twixt Albany and Cornwall, who have, as who have not, that their great stars, throned and set high, servants who seem no less, which are to France the spies and speculations intelligent of our state. From France there comes a power into this scattered kingdom, who already, wise in our negligence, have secret feet in some of our best ports, and are at point to show their open banner. Now to you, on my credit, you dare build so far, make your speed to Dover. There you shall find some that will thank you, making just report of how unnatural and bemadding sorrow the king has cause to blame. What hath been seen, either in snuffs and packings of the dukes, or the hard reign which both of them have borne against the old kind king, or something deeper, whereof perchance these are but furnishings. I am a gentleman of blood and breeding, from some knowledge and assurance, offer this office to you.
I will talk further with you.
Oh, do not. For confirmation that I am much more than my outwall, open this purse and take what it contains. If you shall see Cordelia, as fear not that you shall, show her this ring, and she will tell you who that fellow is, that yes, you do not know. Oh, fire this storm! I will go and seek the king.
Give me your hand. Have you no more to say?
Few words, but to effect more than all yet. That when we have found the king, in which your pain that way, how this, he that first lights on him, follow the other.
Blow winds and crack your cheeks! Rage! Blow! You cataracts and hurricanes! Spout till you have drenched the steeples, drowned the cocks, you sulphurous and thought-executing fires, vaunt couriers of oak-cleaving thunderbolts, singe my white head! And thou, all shaking thunder, strike flat the thick rotundity of the world, crack nature's molds, all Germans spill at once, that make up ingrateful man!
Oh, nuncle, cold holy water in a dry house is better than this rainwater out door. Good nuncle, in, ask thy daughter's blessing. Here's a knight pities neither wise men nor fools.
Rumble, my belly full! Spit fire! Spout rain! Nor rain, wind, thunder, fire are my daughters. Oh, I tax not you, you elements, with unkindness. I never gave you kingdom. Hold you children, you owe me no subscription. Then let fall your horrible pleasures. Here I stand your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man. But yet I will call you servile ministers, that will with two pernicious daughters join your high-engendered battles against a head so old and white as this. Oh, 'tis foul!
He that has a house to put his head in has a good headpiece. The codpiece that will house, before the head has any, the head and he shall louse. So beggars marry many. The man that makes his toe what he his heart should make shall of a corn cry, woe, and turn his sleep to wake. For there was never yet fair woman, but she made mouths in a glass.
No, no. I will be the pattern of all patience. I will say nothing.
Who's there?
Marry, here's grace and codpiece. That's a wise man and a fool.
Alas, sir, you hear? Things that love night love not such nights as these. The wrathful skies gallow the very wanderers of the dark and make them keep their cage. Since I was a man under sheets of fire, such bursts of horrid thunder, such groans of roaring wind and rain I never remember to have heard. Man's nature cannot carry the affliction nor the fear.
Let the great gods that keep this dreadful putter o'er our heads find out their enemies now. Tremble, thou wretch, that hast within thee undivulged crimes, unwhipped of justice. Hide thee, thou bloody hand, thou perjured, and thou simular of virtue that art incestuous, caitiff, to pieces shake, that under covert and convenient seeming hath practiced on men's life. Oh, close pent-up guilts, rive your concealing countenance and cry these dreadful summoners grace. I am a man more sinned against than sinning.
Alack, bareheaded. Gracious, my lord, hard by here is a hovel. Some friendship will it lend you gainst the tempest. Repose you there while I to this hard house, more harder than the stones whereof 'tis raised, which even but now demanding after you, denied me to come in. Return and force their scanted courtesy.
My wits begin to turn. Come on, my boy. Oh, how dost, my boy? Art cold. Oh, I am cold myself. Where is this straw, my fellow? The art of our necessities is strange and can make vile things precious. Come, your hovel. Oh, poor fool and knave, I have one part in my heart that's sorry yet for thee.
He that has a little tiny wit, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, must make content with his fortune's fit. Now the rain, it raineth every day.
True, my good boy, come. Come, bring us to this hovel.
This is a brave night, cool courtesan. I'll speak a prophecy ere I go. When priests are more in word than matter, when brewers mar their malt with water, when nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burned, but wenches' suitors, when every case in law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight, when slanders do not live in tongues, nor cut purses come not to throngs, when usurers tell their gold in the field, and bawds and whores do churches build, then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes the time, who lives to see it, that going shall be used with feet. This prophecy Merlin shall make, for I live before his time.
Alack, alack, Edmund, I like not this unnatural dealing. When I desired their leave that I might pity him, they took from me the use of mine own house, charged me on pain of perpetual displeasure, neither to speak of him, entreat for him, or any way sustain him.
Savage and unnatural.
Go to, say you nothing. There is division between the dukes, and a worse matter than that. I have received a letter this night. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. I have locked the letter in my closet. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged home. There is part of a power already footed. We must incline to the king. I will look him and privily relieve him. Go you and maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not of him perceived. If he ask of me, I am ill and gone to bed. If I die for it, as no less is threatened me, the king, my old master, must be relieved. There are strange things toward Edmund. Pray you, be careful.
This courtesy forbids thee, shall the Duke instantly know, and of that letter too. This seems a fair deserving, and must draw me that which my father loses no less than all. The young arises when the old doth fall.
Here is the place, my lord. Would my lord enter? The tyranny of the open night's too rough for nature to endure.
Let me alone.
Would my lord enter here?
Wilt break my heart?
I'd rather break mine own. Would my lord enter?
Thou thinkest much that this contentious storm invades us to the skin. So 'tis to thee. But where the greater malady is fixed, the lesser is scarce felt. Thou didst shun a bear, but if thy flight lay toward the roaring sea, thou did meet the bear in the mouth. When the mind's fire, when the mind's free, the body's delicate. The tempest in my mind doth from my senses take all feeling else save from what beats there. Filial ingratitude! Is it not, as this mouth should tear this hand from lifting food to it, but I will punish home. No, no, I will weep no more. In such a night to shut me out. Pour on, I will endure. In such a night as this. Oh, Regan, GONERIL. Oh, your kind old father whose frank heart gave all. No, that way madness lies. Let me shun that, no more of that.
Would my lord enter here?
Prithee, go in thyself. Seek out thine own ease. This tempest will not give me leave to ponder on things would hurt me more. But I'll go in. Nay, boy, in. Go first. Oh, you houseless poverty. Nay, get thee in. I'll pray, and then I'll sleep. Oh, poor naked wretches, wheresoe'er you are, that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm. How shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your looped and windowed raggedness defend you from seasons such as these? Oh, I have taken too little care of this. Take physic, pomp. Expose thyself to feel what wretches feel. Oh, thou mayest shake the superfluous to them and show the heavens more just.
Come not in here, uncle! There's a spirit! Help me!
Give me thy hand. Who's there?
A spirit! A spirit, he says his name's Poor Tom.
What art thou that dost grumble here in the straw? Come forth!
What sayest thou? Speak again. Thy countenance is mad, but thy tongue is mute.
Away! The foul fiend follows me through the sharp hawthorn, blows the cold wind. Go to thy cold bed and warm thee.
Didst thou give all to thy daughters? Oh, and art thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend hath led through fire and through flame, through ford and whirlpool, o'er bog and quagmire, that hath laid knives under his pillow, and halters in his pew, set ratsbait in his porridge, made him proud of heart to ride on a bay, trotting horse over 4-inch bridges, to course his own shadow for a traitor. Bless thy 5 wits. Tom's cold. Oh, duty, bless thee from whirlwind, star blasting and taking. Do poor Tom some charity, whom the foul fiend vexes. There could I have him now and there, and there, and there again, and there.
Hast his daughters brought him to this pass? Couldst thou save nothing? Wouldst thou give him all?
Nay, he reserved a blanket, else we'd all been shamed.
Now all the plagues that in the pendulous air hang fated o'er men's false light on thy daughters.
He hath no daughters, sir.
Death, traitor! Nothing could have subdued nature to such a lowliness but his unkind daughters. Is it the fashion that discarded fathers should have thus little mercy on their flesh? Oh, judicious punishment! 'Twas this flesh begot those pelican daughters.
Ha! Pillicock sat on a pillicock hill. Hello, Lou.
This cold night will turn us all to fools and madmen.
Take heed of the foul fiend. Obey thy parents. Keep thy words justice. Swear not. Commit not with man's sworn spouse. Set not thy sweet heart on proud array. Tom's a cold.
Oh, where hast thou been?
A serving man.
Hast thou been?
A serving man, proud and heart and mind that curled my hair and wore gloves and my cap, served the lust of the mistress's heart, and did the act of darkness with her. Swore as many oaths as I spake, words, and broke them in the sweet face of heaven. One that slept in the contriving of lust and waked to do it. Wine loved I deeply, dice dearly, and in woman out paramored the Turk. False of heart, light of ear, bloody of hand. Hog in sloth, fox in stealth, wolf in greediness, dog in madness, lion in prey. Let not the creaking of shoes nor the rustling of silks betray thy poor heart to woman. Keep thy foot out of brothels, thy hand out of plackets, thy pen from lenders' books, and defy the foul fiend. Still, through the hawthorn blows the cold wind, says, Soon, moon, nani. Dolphin, my boy, Caesar, let him drop by.
Thou wert better in a grave than to answer with thy uncovered body this extremity of the skies. Is man no more than this? Consider him well. Thou owest the worm no silk, the beast no hide, the sheep no wool, the cat no perfume. Ha! Here's 3 ons are sophisticated. Thou art the thing itself. Unaccommodated man is no more but such a poor, bare-forked animal as thou art. Off, you lendings! Come, unbutton here.
Billy, Nuncle! Be contented. 'Tis a naughty night to swim in. A little fire in a wild field, where like an old lecherous heart, a small spark. All the rest of his body's cold. Look, here comes a walking fire.
This is the foul fiend Flibbertigibbet. He begins at curfew and walks till the first cock. He gives the web and the pin, squints the eye and makes the hare lip, mildews the white wheat, and hurts the poor creature of earth. Spittle-footed, thrice the old. He met the nightmare, and her ninefold bid her alight, and her trough plight. And around thee, witch, around thee.
How fares your grace?
What's he?
Who's there? What is you seek?
What are you there? Your names?
Poor Tom that eats the swimming frog, the toad, the tadpole, the walnut and the water. And in the fury of his heart, when the foul fiend rages, eats cow dung for salads, swallows the old rat and the ditch dog, drinks the green mattle of the standing pool, who is whipped from tithing to tithing and stopped, punished and imprisoned, who hath had 3 suits to his back, 6 shirts to his body, horse to ride and weapon to wear, but mice and rats and such small deer have been Tom's food for 7 long years. Beware my follower. Peace, smoking, peace, thou fiend.
What? Hath your grace no better company?
The Prince of Darkness is a gentleman. Modo he's called. In Mehu.
Our flesh and blood, my lord, is grown so vile that it doth hate what gets it.
Poor Tom's cold.
Go in with me. My duty cannot suffer to obey in all your daughter's hard commands. though their injunction be to bar my doors, and let this tyrannous night take hold upon you. Yet have I ventured to come seek you out and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
First, let me talk with this philosopher. What is the cause of thunder?
Good, my lord, take this offer. Go into the house.
I'll talk a word with this same learned Theban. What is your study?
How to prevent the fiend and to kill vermin.
Let me ask you one word in private.
Importune him once more to go, my lord. His wits begin to unsettle.
How canst thou blame him? His daughters seek his death. Oh, that good Kent. He said it would be thus. Poor banished man. Thou sayest the king grows mad. I'll tell thee. Friend, I am almost mad myself. I had a son, now outlawed from my blood. He sought my life, but lately, very late. I loved him, friend. No father a son dearer. True to tell thee, the grief hath crazed my wits. Oh, what a night's this! I do beseech your grace.
Cry you mercy, sir. Noble philosopher, your company.
Times are cold.
In fellow, there, into the hovel. Keep thee warm.
Now come, let's in all.
This way, my lord.
No, with him. I will keep still with my philosopher.
Good lord, soothe him. Let him take the fellow.
Take him you on.
Sirrah, come on. Go along with us.
Come, good Athenian.
No words, no words. Hush.
Child Roland to the dark tower came. His word was still, by foe and thumb I smell the mad blood of a British man.
Boom, boom.
I will have my revenge ere I depart his house.
Oh, my lord, I may be censured that nature thus gives way to loyalty. Something fears me to think of.
I now perceive it was not altogether your brother's evil disposition made him seek his death, but a provoking merit set a work by a reprovable badness in himself.
How malicious is my fortune that I must repent to be just. This is the letter he spoke of, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Oh, heavens, that this treason were not, or not I the detector.
Go with me to the Duchess.
If the matter of this paper be certain, you must have business in hand.
True or false, it hath made the Earl of Gloucester. Seek out where thy father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension.
If I find him comforting the king, it will stiff his suspicions fully. I will persevere in my course of loyalty, though the conflict be sore between that and my blood.
I will lay trust upon thee, and thou shalt find a dearer father in my love.
Here is better than the open air. Take it thankfully. I will piece out the comfort with what addition I can. I will not be long from you.
All the power of his wits have given way to his impatience. The gods reward your kindness.
Prateretto calls me and tells me Nero is an angler in the lake of darkness. Pray, innocent, and beware the foul fiend.
Prithee, now, Nicole, tell me whether a madman be a gentleman or a yeoman.
A king!
No, he's a yeoman that has a gentleman to his son. For he's a mad yeoman that sees his son, a gentleman before him.
Oh, to have 1,000 with red burning spits come hissing in upon him.
Foul fiend bites my back.
Ow.
Is mad that trusts in the tameness of a wolf. a horse's health, a boy's love, or a whore's oath.
Oh, it shall be done. I will arraign them straight. Oh, come, sit thou here, most learned justice. Thou, sapient sir, sit here. Now, you she-foxes.
Look where he stands and glares. Wantest thou eyes a trial, madam? Come o'er the burn, Bessie to me.
Her boat hath a leak, and she must not speak. Why she dares not come over to thee.
The foul fiend haunts poor Tom in the voice of a nightingale. Oh, Hopperdan's cries in Tom's belly for 2 white herring. Cook not, Blackington. I have no food for thee.
How do you, sir? Stand you not so amazed. Will you lie down and rest upon the cushions?
I'll see their trial first. Bring in the evidence. Thou, robed man of justice, take thy place. And thou, his yokefellow of equity, bench by his side. You are the commission. Sit you two.
Let us deal justly. Sleepest or wakest thou, jolly shepherd, thy sheep be in the corn, and for one blast of thy minikin mouth, thy sheep shall take no harm. The cat is gray.
Oh, arraign her first. 'Tis GONERIL. I take here my oath before this honorable assembly kicked the poor king her father.
Come hither, mistress. Is your name Goneril?
Ooh, she cannot deny it.
Cry mercy. I took you for a joint stool.
And here's another whose warped looks proclaim what store her heart is made on. Stop her there! Arms, sword, fire! Corruption in the place! False justices, why hast thou let her escape?
Pass thy 5 wits!
Oh, pity, sir, where is the patience now that you so oft have boasted to retain?
Tears begin to take his part so much. They mar my counterfeiting.
Oh, the little dogs and all. Tray, Blanche, and Sweetheart. See, they bark at me.
Tom will throw his head at them. Avaunt, you curse! Be thy mouth or black or white, tooth that poison if it bite, mastiff, grey-haired, mongrel grim, the hound or spaniel, brack or limb, bobtail, tyke or tandle-tail, Swab will make him weep and wail, for if with throwing thus my head, dogs left the hatch and all are fled. Do-dee-dee-dee-dee, see-saw, come with mark to wakes and fairs and market towns. Poor Tom, thy horn is dry.
Oh, then let them anatomize Regan, see what breeds about her heart. Is there any cause in nature that makes these hard hearts? You, sir, I entertain for 1 of my 100. Only I do not like the fashion of your garments. You will say they are Persian, but let them be changed.
Now, my good lord, lie here and rest a while.
Make no noise. Make no noise. Draw the curtain. So we'll go to supper in the morning.
Oh, and I'll go to bed at noon.
Come hither, friend. Where is the king, my master?
Here, sir. Trouble him not. His wits are gone.
Good friend, I prithee, take him in thy arms. I have o'erheard a plot of death upon him. There is a litter ready. Lay him in it, and drive toward Dover, friend, where thou shalt meet both welcome and protection. Take up thy master. If thou shouldst dally half an hour, his life with thine, and all that offer to defend him stand in assured loss. Take up, and follow me. That will to some provision give thee quick conduct.
Oppressed nature sleeps. This rest might yet have balmed thy broken sinews, which, if convenience will not allow, stand in hard cure. Come, help to bear thy master. Thou must not stay behind.
Come away.
We our betters see bearing our woes. I scarcely think our miseries our foes. Who alone suffers most to the mind, leaving free things and happy shows behind. Then the mind much sufferance doth overskip. When grief hath mates and bearing fellowship, how light and portable my pain seems now. And that which makes me bend makes the king bow. He chided as I fathered. Tom, away. Mark the high noises and thyself bewray, when false opinion whose wrong thoughts defile thee, and thy proof, just proof, repeals and reconciles thee. What will have more tonight, save escape the king? Look.
Post speedily to my lord your husband. Show him this letter. The army of France is landed. Seek out the traitor Gloucester.
Hang him instantly.
Pluck out his eyes.
Ooh, yeah.
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Advise the Duke where you are going to a most festinate preparation. We are bound to the like. Our post shall be swift and intelligent betwixt us. Farewell, dear sister. Farewell, my lord of Gloucester. How now? Where's the king? Oswald, where's the king?
My lord of Gloucester hath conveyed him hence. Some 5 or 36 of his knights, hot questress after him, met him at gate, who with some other of the lord's dependents are gone with him toward Dover, where they boast to have well-armed friends.
Get horses for your mistress.
Farewell, sweet lord and sister.
Edmund, farewell. Go, seek the traitor Gloucester. Pinion him like a thief, bring him before us. Though well we may not pass upon his life without the form of justice, yet our power shall do a courtesy to our wrath, which men may blame but not control. Who's there? The traitor?
Ingrateful fox, 'tis he!
Bind fast his corky arms.
What means your graces? Good my friends, consider you are my guests. Do me no foul play, friends.
Bind him, I say.
Hard, O filthy traitor.
Unmerciful lady as you are, I'm none.
To this chair bind him. Villain, thou shalt find that...
By the kind gods, 'tis most ignobly done to pluck me by the beard.
So white and such a traitor.
Naughty lady, these hairs which thou dost ravish from my chin will quicken and accuse thee. I am your host. With robbers' hands my hospitable favors you should not ruffle thus. What will you do?
Come, sir, what letters had you late from France?
Be simple answered, for we know the truth.
And what confederacy have you with the traitors late-footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands have you sent the lunatic king? Speak!
I have a letter, guessingly set down, which came from one that's of a neutral heart, and not from one opposed.
Cunning.
And false.
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Wherefore to Dover? Was not thou charged at your peril?
Wherefore to Dover? Let him answer that.
I am tied to the stake, and I must stand the course.
Wherefore to Dover?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his anointed flesh stick boorish fangs. The sea, with such a storm as his bare head in hell-black night endured, would have buoyed up and quenched the stellid fires. Yet, poor old heart, he hoped the heavens to rain. If wolves had at thy gate howled that stern time, thou shouldst have said, "Good porter, turn the key." All cruels else subscribe. But I shall see the winged vengeance overtake such children.
See it, shalt thou never. Fellows, hold the chair. Upon these eyes of thine, I'll set my foot.
He that will think to live till he be old, give me some help!
One side will mock another, the other two.
If you see vengeance.
Hold your hand! My lord, I have served you ever since I was a child, but better service have I never done you than now to bid you hold.
Oh, now, you dog.
If you did wear a beard upon your shin, I'd shake it on this quarrel. What do you mean?
My villain!
Nay then, come on and take the chance of anger.
My sword up, present stand up thus.
I'm slain. My lord, you have one eye left to see some mischief on him.
Lest it see more, prevent it. Out, vile jelly! Where is thy luster now?
All dark and comfortless. Oh, where's my son Edmund, and kindle all the sparks of nature to quit this horrid act?
Treacherous villain, thou callest on him that hates thee. It was he that made the overture of thy treason to us, who is too good to pity thee.
Oh, my follies, then Edgar was abused. Kind gods, forgive me that and prosper them.
Go, thrust him out at gates and let him smell his way to Dover. How is't, my lord? How look you?
I have received a hurt. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyeless villain. Throw this knave upon the dunghill. Regan, I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm.
I'll never care what wickedness I do if this man come to good. Let's follow the old Earl and get the bedlam to lead him where he would. His roguish madness allows itself to anything. Go then, I'll fetch some flax and whites of eggs to apply to his bleeding face. Now heaven help him.
Yet better thus, and known to be contemned, than still contemned and flattered. To be worst, the lowest and most dejected thing of fortune, stands still in experience. Lives not in fear. The lamentable change is from the best. The worst returns to laughter. Welcome then, thou unsubstantial air that I embrace. Thou, the wretch that thou hast blown unto the worst, owes nothing to thy blasts. But who comes here? My mother poorly led? World, world, oh world, let thy strange mutations make us hate thee. Life would not yield to age.
Go ahead.
Oh, my good lord, I have your tenant and your father's tenant these 80 years.
Away. Get thee away. Good friend, be gone. Thy comforts can do me no good at all. Thee they may hurt.
You cannot see your way.
I have no way, and therefore want no eyes. I stumbled when I saw. Full oft 'tis seen our means secure us, and our mere defects prove our commodities. Oh, dear son Edgar, the food of thy abused father's wrath, might I but live to see thee in my touch, I'd say I had eyes again.
How now? Who's there?
Oh, gods, who can say I am the worst? I am worse than e'er I was.
'Tis poor mad Tom.
Worse I may be yet. The worst is not, so long as we can say this is the worst.
Fellow, where goest?
Is it a beggar man?
Madman and beggar too.
He has some reason, else could he not he could not beg. In the last night's storm I such a fellow saw, which made me think a man a worm. My son came then into my mind, and yet my mind was then scarce friends with him. I have heard more since. As flies to wanton boys are we to the gods. They kill us for their sport.
How should this be? Bad is the trade that must play fool to sorrow and wring itself and others. Bless thee, master.
Is that the naked fellow?
Aye, my lord.
Then prithee get thee away. If for my sake thou wilt overtake us hence a mile or twain, in the way toward Dover, do it for ancient love, and bring some covering for this naked soul, which I'll entreat to lead me.
Alack, sir, he's mad.
'Tis the time's plague when madmen lead the blind. Do as I bid thee, or rather do thy pleasure. Above the rest, be gone.
I'll bring him the best apparel that I have. Come on, 'twill will.
Sirrah, naked fellow.
Oh, poor Tom's cold. I cannot daub it further.
Come hither, fellow.
Yet I must. Bless thee, my sweet eyes, they bleed.
Know'st thou the way to Dover?
Both stile and gate, horseway and footpath. Poor Tom hath been scared out of his good wits. Bless thee, good man's son, from the foul fiend. 5 fiends have been in poor Tom at once, of lust as Abdicate, Hobidant, Prince of Dumbness, Mayhew of stealing, Modo of murder, Libertigibet of mopping and mowing, who since possessedness chambermaids and waiting women. So bless thee, master.
Here, take this purse, thou whom the heavens' plagues have humbled to all strokes. That I am wretched makes thee the happier. Heavens deal so still. Let the superfluous and lust-dieted man that slaves your ordinance that will not see, because he does not feel your power quickly. So distributions should undo excess, and each man may have enough. Dost thou know Dover?
Aye, master.
There is a cliff, whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confined deep. Bring me but to the very brim of it, and I'll repair the misery thou dost bear with something rich about me. From that place I shall no leading need.
Give me thy arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
Welcome, my lord. I marvel our mild husband not met us on the way. Now where's your master?
Madam, within, but never man so changed. I told him of the army that was landed. He smiled at it. I told him you were coming. His answer was the worst. Of Gloucester's treachery and of the loyal service of his son. When I informed him, then he called me sot and told me I had turned the wrong side out. What most he should dislike seems pleasant to him, what like offensive.
Then shall you go no further? It is the cowish terror of his spirit that dares not undertake. He'll not feel wrongs which tie him to an answer. Our wishes on the way may prove effects. Back, Edmund, to my brother. Hasten his musters and conduct his powers. I must change names at home and give the distaff into my husband's hands. This trusty servant shall pass between us. Ere long you are like to hear, if you dare venture in your own behalf, a mistress's command. Wear this, spare speech. Decline your head. This kiss, if it would durst speak, would stretch thy spirits up into the air. Conceive and fare thee well.
Yours in the ranks of death.
My most dear Gloucester. Oh, the difference of man and man. To thee a woman's services are due. My fool usurps my body.
Madam, here comes my lord.
I have been worth the whistle.
Oh, GONERIL, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. I fear your disposition. That nature which contends its origin cannot be bordered certain in itself. She that herself with silver and disbranch from her maternal sap perforce must wither and come to deadly use.
No more, the text is foolish.
Wisdom and goodness to the vile seem vile. Filth savor but themselves. What have you done? Tigers, not daughters. What have you performed? A father and a gracious aged man whose reverence even the head-lugged bear would lick. Most barbarous, most degenerate have you maddened. Could my good brother suffer you to do it? A man, a prince by him so befitted. If that the heavens do not the visible spirits send quickly down to tame these vile offenses, it will come. Humanity must perforce prey on itself like monsters of the deep.
Milk-livered man, that bear'st a cheek for blows, a head for wrongs, who hast not in thy brows an eye discerning thine honour from thy suffering, that not knowst fools do those villains pity, who are punished ere they have not done their mischief. Where's thy drum? France spreads his banners in our noiseless land. With plumed helm thy state begins to threat, whilst thou, a moral fool, sits still and cries, alack, why does he so?
See thyself, devil. Proper deformity shows, not in the fiend, so horrid in a woman.
Oh, vain fool!
Thou changed and self-covered thing, for shame bemonster not thy feature. Were't my fitness to let these hands obey my blood, they are apt enough to dislocate and tear thy flesh from bones. However, thou art a fiend, a woman's shape doth shield thee.
Marry, your manhood mew.
What news?
Oh, good my lord, the Duke of Cornwall's dead, slain by his servant, going to put out the other eye of Gloucester.
Gloucester's eyes?
A servant that he bred, thrilled with remorse, opposed against the act, bending his sword to his great master, who thereat enraged, flew on him, and amongst them felled him dead, but not without that harmful stroke which sense hath plucked him after.
This shows you are above, you justicers that are neither crime so speedily can venge. But oh, poor Gloucester, lost he his other eye?
Both, my lord. This letter, madam, craves a speedy answer. 'Tis from your sister.
One way I like this well, but being widow and my Gloucester with her, may all the building in my fancy pluck upon my hateful life. Another way, the news is not so tart. I'll read and answer.
Where was his son when they did take his eyes?
Come with my lady hither.
He is not here.
No, my good lord, I met him back again.
Knows he the wickedness?
Ay, my good lord, 'twas he informed against him and quit the house on purpose, that their punishment might have the freer course.
Gloucester, I live to thank thee for the love thou showest the king, to revenge thine eyes. Come hither, friend, tell me what more thou knowest.
Why the King of France is so suddenly gone back, you know no reason.
Some he left imperfect in the state, which since coming forth is thought of. He imports to the kingdom so much fear and danger that his personal return was most required and necessary.
Who hath he left behind him, General?
The Marshal of France, Monsieur Lafare.
Did your letters pierce the Queen for any demonstration of grief?
Aye, sir, she took them, read them in my presence, and now and then an ample tear trilled down her delicate cheek. It seemed she was a queen over her passion, who most rebel-like fought to be king o'er her.
Oh, and it moved her.
Not to a rage. Patience and sorrow strove who should express her goodliest. You have seen sunshine and rain at once. Her smiles and tears were like a better way. Those happy smilets that played on her ripe lips seemed not to know what guests were in her eyes, which parted thence as pearls from diamonds dropped. In brief, sorrow would be a rarity most beloved if all could so become it.
Made she no verbal question?
Faith, once or twice she heaved the name of father, pantingly forth, as if it pressed her heart. Cried, sisters, sisters, shame of ladies, sisters, Kent, father, sisters, what in a storm, in the night? Let pity not be believed. There she shook the holy water from her heavenly eyes and clamor more. Then away she started to deal with grief alone.
It is the stars. The stars above us govern our conditions, else one's self-mate and mate could not beget such different issues. You spoke not with her since?
No.
Was this before the king returned?
No, since.
Well, sir, the poor distressed Lear's in the town, who sometime in his better tune remembers what we are come about, and by no means will yield to see his daughter.
Why, good sir?
A sovereign shame so elbows him, his own unkindness that stripped her from his benediction, turned her to foreign casualties, gave her dear rights to his dog-hearted daughters. These things sting his mind so venomously that burning shame detains him from Cordelia.
Alack, Poor gentleman.
Of Albany and Cornwall's powers you heard not?
'Tis so, they are afoot.
Well, sir, I'll bring you to our master Lear and leave you to attend him. Some dear cause will in concealment wrap me up a while. When I am known aright, you shall not grieve. Lending me this acquaintance, I pray you go along with me.
Alack, 'tis he. Why he was met even now as mad as the vexed sea, singing aloud, crowned with rank fermeter and furrow weeds, with hard docks, hemlock, nettles, cuckoo flowers, darnel, and all the idle weeds that grow in our sustaining corn. A sentry sent forth, search every acre in the high-grown field, and bring him to our eye. Can man's wisdom in the restoring his bereaved sense, he that helps him take all my outward worth?
There is means, madam. Our foster nurse of nature is repose, the which he lacks, that to provoke in him are many simples operative, whose power will close the eye of anguish.
All blessed secrets, all you unpublished virtues of the earth spring with my tears. Be aidant and remediate in the good man's distress. Seek for him, lest his ungoverned rage dissolve the life that wants the means to lead it.
News, madam, the British powers are marching hitherward.
'Tis known before. Our preparation stands in expectation of them. Dear father, it is thy business that I go about. Therefore great France my mourning and importune tears hath pitied. No blown ambition doth our arms incite, but love, dear love, and our aged father's right. Soon may I hear and see him. But are my brother's powers set forth?
Aye, madame.
Himself in person there?
Madame, with much ado.
Lord
Your
Edmund
sister
spake.
is the better soldier.
Lord Edmund spake not with your lord at home?
No, madame.
What might import my sister's letter to him?
I know not, lady.
Faith, he has posted hence on serious matter. It was great ignorance, Gloucester's eyes being out, to let him live. Where he arrives, he moves, all hearts against us. Edmund, I think, is gone, in pity of his misery, to dispatch his nighted life. Moreover, to descry the strength of the enemy.
I must needs after him, madame, with my letter.
Our troops set forth tomorrow. Stay with us. The ways are dangerous.
I may not, madame. My lady is charged my duty in this business.
Why should she write to Edmund? Might not you transport her purposes by word? Belike some things I know not what. I love thee much. Let me unseal the letter.
Madame, I had rather.
I know your lady does not love her husband. I am sure of that. And her late being here, she gave strange Iliads and most speaking looks to noble Edmund. I know you are of her bosom.
I, madame?
I speak in understanding. Yar, I know it. Therefore, I do advise you to take this note. My lord is dead. Edmund and I have talked, and more convenient is he for my hand than for your lady's. You may gather more. If you do find him, pray you give him this. And when your mistress hears thus much from you, I pray desire her, call her wisdom to her. So fare you well. If you do chance to hear of that blind traitor, preferment falls on him that cuts him off.
Would I could meet him, madame, I would show what party I do follow.
Fare thee well.
Sirrah, are you here? When shall I come to the top of that same hill?
You do climb it up, but now, look how we labor.
Methinks the ground is even.
Horrible steep. Hark, do you hear the sea?
No, truly.
Why, then your other senses grow imperfect by your eyes' anguish.
So it may be indeed. Methinks thy voice is altered, and thou speakst in better phrase and manner than thou didst.
Oh, you're much deceived, and nothing am I changed but in my garments.
Methinks you're better spoken.
Come on, sir. Here's the place. Stand still. How fearful and dizzy to cast one's eyes so low. The crows and coughs that wing the midway air show scarce so gross as beetles. Halfway down hangs one that gathers samphire. Dreadful trade. He thinks he seems no bigger than his head. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice, and yon tall anchoring bark, diminished to her cock a buoy, almost too small for a sight. The murmuring surge that on the unnumbered idle pebble chafes cannot be heard so high. I'll look no more, lest my brain turn and deficient sight topple down headlong.
Set me where you stand.
Your hand. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge. For all beneath the moon would I not leap upright.
Let go my hand. Here, friend. Another purse, in it a jewel, well worth a poor man's taking. Fairies and gods prosper it with thee. Go thou further off. Bid me farewell, and let me hear thee going.
Well, now fare you well, good sir.
With all my heart.
Why I do trifle thus with his despair is done none to cure it.
You mighty gods. This world I do renounce, and in your sights shake patiently my great affliction off. If I could bear it longer, and not fall to quarrel with your great opposeless wills, my snuff and loathed part of nature should burn itself out. If Edgar live, I'll bless him. Now, fellow, fare thee well.
Gone, sir. Farewell. And yet I know not how conceit may rob the treasury of life, when life itself yields to the theft. Had he been where he thought, by this had thought been past, alive or dead. Ho, you, sir! Friend, hear you! Sir, speak! Thus might he pass indeed, yet he revives. What are you, sir?
Away, and let me die.
Hadst thou been aught but gossamer feathers, air, at some many fathom down precipitating, thou didst shivered like an egg, but thou dost breathe. As heavy substance, bleedest not, speakest, art sound. 10 masts at each make not the altitude, which thou hast perpendicularly fell. Thy life's a miracle, speak yet again.
But have I fallen or no?
From the dread summit of this chalky bourne, look up a height. The shrill gorged lark so far cannot be seen or heard. Do but look up.
Alack, I have no eyes. Is wretchedness deprived that benefit to end itself by death? 'Twas yet some comfort when misery could beguile the tyrant's rage and frustrate his proud will.
Give me your arm. Up. So how's it? How is it? Feel you your legs? You stand.
Too well. Too well.
This is above all strangeness. Upon the crown of the cliff, what thing was that which parted from you?
A poor, unfortunate beggar.
As I stood here below, methought his eyes were two full moons. He had 1,000 noses, horns whelked and waved like the enraged sea. It was some fiend. Therefore, thou happy father, think that the clearest gods who make them honors of men's impossibilities have preserved thee.
I do remember now. Henceforth I'll bear affliction till it do cry out itself, enough, enough, and die. That thing you speak of, I took it for a man. Often 'twould say, the fiend, the fiend. He led me to that place.
Bear free and patient thoughts. But who comes here? The safer sense will ne'er accommodate his master thus.
No, they cannot touch me for coining. I am the king himself.
Oh, thy side-piercing sight.
Nature's above art in that respect. There's your press money. That fellow handles his bow like a crow keeper. Draw me a clothier's yard. Look, look, a mouse. Oh, peace. This piece of toasted cheese will do it. Ooh, there's my gauntlet. I'll prove it on a giant. Bring up the brown bills. Ooh, ooh, well flown, bird. In the cloud, to the cloud. Hey! Give the word.
Sweet marjoram.
Pass.
I know that voice.
Ha! GONERIL with a white beard. They flattered me like a dog and told me I had the white hairs in my beard ere the black ones were there, to say aye and no to everything that I said aye and no to was no good divinity. When the rain came to wet me once and the wind to make me chatter, when the thunder would not peace at my bidding, there I found them. Smelt them out. Go to. They are not men of their words. They told me I was everything. 'Tis a lie. I am not ague-proof.
Oh, the trick of that voice I do well remember. Is not the king?
I, every inch a king. When I do stare, see how the subject quakes. I pardon that man's life. What was the cause? Adultery? No, thou shalt not die. Die for adultery? Oh, no, the wren goes to it, and the small gilded fly does lecher in my sight. Let copulation thrive, for Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father, was kinder to his father than my daughters got tween the lawful sheets. Oh, to it luxury, pell-mell, for I lack soldiers. Oh, beyond yon simpering dame, whose face between her forks presages snow that minces virtue and does shake the head to hear of pleasure's name. The fichu nor the soiled horse goes to it with a more riotous appetite. Oh, down from the waist they are all centaurs, though women all above, but to the girdle do the gods inherit. Beneath, all is the fiends. There's hell, there's darkness, there is a sulphurous pit, burning, scalding stench, consumption, fine, pah, oh, give me an ounce of civet, good apothecary, sweeten my imagination. Here, there's money for thee.
Oh, let me kiss that hand.
Let me wipe it first. It smells of mortality.
Oh, ruined piece of nature. This great world shall so wear out to naught. Dost thou know me?
I remember thy eyes well enough. Dost thou squinny at me? No, do thy worst, blind Cupid. I'll not love. Read thou this challenge. Mark but the penning of it.
For all thy letters' sons I could not see.
I would not take this from report. It is, and my heart breaks at it.
Read.
What? With the case of eyes?
Oh, are you there with me? No eyes in your head, nor money in your purse? Well, your eyes are in a heavy case, your purse in a light. Yet you see how this world goes.
I see it feelingly.
What, art mad? A man may see how this world goes with no eyes. Look with thine ears. See how yond justice rails upon yon simple thief. Hark in thine ear. Change places. And handy dandy, which is the justice and which the thief? Thou hast seen a farmer's dog bark at a beggar?
Aye, sir.
Yeah, and the creature run from the cur? There thou mightst behold the great image of authority. A dog's obeyed in office. Thou rascal beetle, hold thy bloody hand. Why dost thou lash that whore? Strip thine own back. Thou hotly lusts to use her in that kind for which thou whippest her. The usurer hangs the cousin,er, though tattered clothes, small vices do appear. Robes and furred gowns hide all, plate sin with gold, and the strong lance of justice hurtless breaks. Armed in rags, a pygmy's straw does pierce it. Now none does offend, I say, none, no, I'll able 'em. Take that of me, my friend, who has the power to seal the accuser's lips. Get thee glass eyes, and like a scurvy politician, seem to see the things thou dost not. No, 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 pull off my boots. Harder, harder, so.
Oh, matter and impertinency mixed, reason and madness.
Oh, if thou wilt weep my fortunes, take mine eyes. I know thee well enough. Thy name is Gloucester. Thou must be patient. Oh, we came crying hither. Thou knowest the first time that we smell the air, we wail and cry. I will preach to thee. Mark!
Alack, alack the day!
When we are born, we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools. This a good block. It were a delicate stratagem to shoe a troop of horse with felt. I'll put it in proof. And when I have stolen upon these son-in-laws, then kill, 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 kill.
Oh, here he is. Lay hand upon him. Sir, your most dear daughter.
What? No rescue? No, what? A prisoner? Oh, I am even the natural fool of fortune. Use me well. You shall have ransom. Let me have surgeons. Oh, I am cut to the brains.
You shall have anything.
Oh, no seconds? All myself? Why, this would make a man of salt. To use his eyes for garden water pots, and lying autumn's dust, I will die bravely like a smug bridegroom. What? I will be jovial. Come, come. I am a king, masters, you know that?
You are a royal one, and we obey you.
Oh, then there's life in it. Come, if you get it, you shall get it by running. Sa-sa, sa-sa.
A sight most pitiful in the meanest wretch, past speaking of in a king. Thou hast a daughter who redeems nature from the general curse which twain have brought her to.
Oh, hail, gentle sir.
Sir, speed you. What's your will?
Do you hear aught, sir, of battle toward?
Most sure and vulgar. Everyone hears that which can distinguish sound.
But by your favor, how near's the other army?
Near and on speedy foot. The main decree stands on the hourly thought.
I thank you, sir. That's all.
Though that the queen on special cause is here, her army is moved on.
Thank you, sir.
Ever gentle gods, take my breath from me. Let not my worser spirit tempt me again to die before you, please.
Well, pray you, mother.
Now, good sir, what are you?
A most poor man made tem to fortune's blows, who by the art of known and feeling sorrows am pregnant to good pity. Give me your hand. I will lead you to some biting.
Hearty thanks. The bounty and the benison of heaven to boot and boot.
A proclaimed prize, most happy. That eyeless head of thine was first framed flesh to raise my fortunes. Thou old unhappy traitor, briefly thyself remember. The sword is out, that must destroy thee.
Now let thy friendly hand put strength enough to it.
Wherefore, bold peasant, darest thou support a published traitor? Hence, lest that the infection of his fortune take like hold on thee. Let go his arm.
He'll not let go, sir, without further occasion.
Let go, slave, or thou diest.
Good gentlemen, go your gate, and let poor folk pass. And should have been swaggered out of my life, 'twould not have been so long as 'tis by a fortnight. Nay, come not near the old man. Come out, Javoye, or is I try whether your custard or my bellow be harder. Chill, be plain with you.
Dunghill?
Chill, pick your teeth, sir. Come no matter for your foins.
Slave, thou hast slain me. Villain, take my purse. If ever thou wilt thrive, bury my body, and give the letters which thou find'st about me to Edmund, Earl of Gloucester. Speak about upon the English party. Oh, untimely death! Death!
I know thee well. Serviceable villain, as duteous to the vices of thy mistress as badness would desire.
What? Is he dead?
Sit you down, mother, rest you. Let's see these pockets. The letters that he speaks of may be my friend's. He's dead. I'm only sorry that he had no other deathsman. Now let us see. Ye gentle waxen manners, blame us not to know our enemies' minds. We rip their hearts. Papers is more lawful. Let our reciprocal vows be remembered. You have many opportunities to cut him off. If your will want not, time and place will be fruitfully offered. There is nothing done if he return the conqueror. Then am I the prisoner, and his bed my jail. From the loathed warmth whereof deliver me, and supply the place for your labor. your wife, so I would say, affectionate servant, and for you, her own proventure, GONERIL. Oh, indistinguished space of woman's will! A plot upon her virtuous husband's life, and the exchange of my brother. Here in the sands there, I rake up the post unsanctified of murderous leechers, and in the mature time, with his ungracious paper, strike from the sight of the death practiced duke. From him 'tis well that of thy death and business I can tell.
The king is mad. How stiff is my vile sense that I stand up and have ingenious feeling of my huge sorrows. Better I were distract, so should my thoughts be severed from my griefs. And woes by wrong imaginations lose the knowledge of themselves.
Give me your hand. Far off methinks I hear the beaten drum. Come, mother, I'll bestow you with a friend.
O thou good Kent, how shall I live and work to match thy goodness? My life will be too short, and every measure fail me.
To be acknowledged, madam, is o'erpaid. All my reports go with the modest truth, nor more nor clip but so.
Be better suited. These weeds are memories of those worser hours. I prithee, put them off.
Pardon, dear madam, yet to be known shortens my made intent. My boon I make it that you know me not, till time and I think meet.
Then be it so, my good lord. How does the king?
Madam, sleep still.
Oh, you good, kind gods, cure this great breach in his abused nature, the untuned and jarring senses, oh, wind up of this child-changed father.
So please your majesty, that we may wake the king, he hath slept long.
Be governed by your knowledge and proceed at the sway of your own will. Is he arrayed?
Aye, madam. In the heaviness of sleep, we put fresh garments on him.
Be by, good madam, when we do awake him, I doubt not of his temperance.
Very well.
Please you, draw near, louder the music there.
Oh, my dear father, restoration, hang thy medicine on my lips, and let this kiss repair those violent harms that my two sisters have in thy reverence made.
Kind and dear princess.
Have you not been their father? These white flakes did challenge pity of them. Was this a face to be opposed against the jarring winds? To stand against the deep dread bolted thunder and the most terrible and nimble stroke of quick cross lightning? To watch poor Perdue with this thin helm? Mine enemy's dog, though he had bit me, should have stood that night against my fire. And wast thou fain, poor father, to hovel thee with swine and rogues forlorn and short and musty straw? Alack, alack, 'tis wonder that thy life and wits at once had not concluded at all. He wakes. Speak to him.
Madam, do you, 'tis fittest.
How does my royal lord? How fares your majesty?
You do me wrong to take me out of the grave. Thou art a soul in bliss, but I am bound upon a wheel of fire, that mine own tears do scald like molten lead.
Sir, do you know me?
You are a spirit, I know. Where did you die?
Still, far wide.
He's scarce awake. Let him alone a while.
Where have I been? Where am I? Fair daylight. Oh, I am mightily abused. I should e'en die with pity to see another thus. I know not what to say. I will not swear these are my hands. Let's see. I feel this pinprick. Would I were assured of my condition.
Look upon me, sir, and hold your hand in benediction over me. No, no, sir, you must not kneel.
Oh, pray do not mock. I am a very foolish, fond old man. 80 and upward, not an hour more nor less, and to deal plainly. I fear I am not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know you and know this man, yet I am doubtful, for I am mainly ignorant what place this is, and all the skill I have remembereth not these garments, nor I know not where I did lodge last night. Do not laugh at me, for as I am man, I think this lady to be my child Cordelia.
And so I am. I am.
Oh, be your tears wet? Yes, Faith. No, I pray, weep not. No, if you have poison for me, I will drink it. I know you do not love me, for your sisters have, as I remember, done me wrong. You have some cause, they have not.
No, no cause, no cause.
Am I in France?
In your own kingdom, sir.
Do not abuse me.
Be comforted, dear madam. The great rage you see is killed in him, and yet it is danger to make him even o'er the time he is lost. Desire him to go in. Trouble him no more till further settling.
Will it please your highness to walk?
You must bear with me. Pray you now. Forget and forgive. I am old and foolish.
Holds it true, sir, that the Duke of Cornwall was so slain?
Most certain, sir.
Who is conductor of his people?
As 'tis said, the bastard son of Gloucester.
They say Edgar, his banished son, is with the Earl of Kent in Germany.
A report is changeable. It's time to look about. Powers of the kingdom approach place.
The arbitrament is like to be bloody. Fare you well, sir.
My point and period will be thoroughly wrought, or well or ill, as this day's battle's fought.
Know of the Duke, if his last purpose hold, or whether since he is advised by aught to change the course, he's full of alteration and self-reproving, bring his constant pleasure.
Our sister's man has certainly miscarried.
'Tis to be doubted, madam.
Now, sweet lord, you know the goodness I intend upon you. Tell me but truly, but then speak the truth. Do you not love my sister?
In honored love.
But you have never found my brother's way to the forfended place?
That thought abuses you.
I am doubtful that you have been conjunct and bosomed with her as far as we call hers.
No, by mine honor, madam.
I never shall endure her. Dear my lord, be not familiar with her.
Fear me not. She and the Duke, her husband.
I had rather lose all the battle than that sister should loosen him and me.
Our very loving sister, well bemet. Sir, this I heard, the king is come to his daughter with others whom the rigor of our state forced to cry out. Where I could not be honest, I never yet was valiant. For this business, it touches us as France invades our land. Not bolds the king with others whom I fear most just and heavy causes make opposite. Make oppose.
Sir, you speak nobly.
Why is this reasoned?
Combined together against the enemy, for these domestic and particular broils are not the question here.
Let's then determine with the ancient of war on our proceeding.
I shall attend you presently at your tent.
Sister, you'll go with us?
No.
Oh, 'tis most convenient. Pray, go with us.
Oh, I know the riddle. I will go.
If ere your grace had speech with men so poor, hear me one word.
I'll overtake you. Speak.
Before you fight the battle, ope this letter. If you have victory, let the trumpet sound for him that brought it. Wretched though I seem, I can produce a champion that will prove what is avouched there. If you miscarry, your business end of the world of hath so an end, and machination ceases. Fortune love you.
Stay till I have read the letter.
Okay. I was forbid it. When time shall serve, let but the herald cry, and I'll appear again.
Why, fare thee well. I will overlook thy paper.
The enemy is in view. Draw up your powers. Here is the guess of their true strength and forces by diligent discovery, but your haste is now urged on you.
We will greet the time.
To both these sisters have I sworn my love, each jealous of the other, as the stung are of the adder. Which of them shall I take? Both? One? Or neither? Neither can be enjoyed if both remain alive. To take the widow exasperates, makes mad her sister GONERIL, and hardly shall I carry out my side. Her husband being alive now then, will use his countenance for battle, which, being done, let her, who would be rid of him, devise his speedy taking off. As for the mercy which he intends to Lear and to CORDELIA, the battle done and they within our power, shall never see his pardon. For my state stands on me to defend, not to debate.
Here, mother, take the shadow of this tree for your good host. Pray that the right may thrive. If ever I return to you again, I will bring you comfort.
Grace go with you, sir.
Oh, crap. Away, old man, give me thy hand. Away. King Lear hath lost, he and his daughter taken. Give me thy hand, come on.
No further, sir. A man may rot even here.
What, in ill thoughts again? Men must endure their going hence even as their coming hither. Ripeness is all, come on.
And that's true too.
Some officers take them away. Good guard, until their greater pleasures first be known, that are to censure them.
We are not the first who with best meaning have incurred the worst. For the oppressed king I am cast down. Myself could else outfrown false fortune's frown. Shall we not see these daughters and these sisters?
No, 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 no. Come, let's away to prison. We two alone will sing like birds in the cage. When thou dost ask me blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. so we'll live, and pray, and sing, and tell old tales, and laugh at gilded butterflies, and hear poor rogues talk of court news, and we'll talk with them too. Who loses and who wins, who's in and who's out, and take upon the mystery of things as if we were God's spies. And we'll wear out in a walled prison packs and sects of great ones that ebb and flow by the moon.
Take them away.
Upon such sacrifices, my Cordelia, the gods themselves throw incense. Have I caught thee? He that parts us shall bring a brand from heaven and fire us hence like foxes. Wipe thine eyes. The good years shall devour them, flesh and fell, ere they shall make us weep. We'll see 'em starve first. Come.
Hither, Captain, hark. Take thou this note. Go, follow them to prison. One step I have advanced thee. If thou dost as this instructs thee, thou dost make thy way to noble fortunes. Know thou this, that men are as the time is. To be tender-minded does not become a sword. Thy great employment will bear no question, will not bear question. Either say thou'lt do it, or thrive by other means. About it, and right happy when thou hast done. Mark, I say, instantly, and carry it so, as I have set it down.
I cannot draw a cord nor eat dried oats. If it be a man's work, I'll do it.
Albany.
Sir, you have shown today your valiant strain, and fortune led you well. You have the captives who were the opposites of this day of strife. I do require them of you, so to use them as we shall find their merits, and our safety may equally determine.
Sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard, whose age had charms in it, whose title more to pluck the common bosom on his side and turn our impressed lances in our eyes, which do command them. With him I sent the queen. My reason all the same, and they are ready tomorrow, or at further space to appear, where you shall hold your session. At this time we sweat and bleed. The friend hath lost his friend, and the best quarrels in the heat are cursed by those that feel their sharpness. The question of Cordelia and her father requires a fitter pace.
Sir, by your patience, I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
That's as we list to grace him. Methinks our pleasure might have been demanded, ere you had spoke so far. He led our powers before the commission of my place and person, and that which immediately may well stand up and call itself your brother.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself more than in your addition.
In my rights, by me invested, he compeers the best.
That were the most if he should husband you.
Jesters do oft prove prophets.
Holla, holla. That eye that told you so looked but a squint.
Lady, I am not well, or else I should answer from a full-flowing stomach. General, take thou my soldiers, prisoners, patrimony, dispose of them, of me. The wall is thine. Witness the world that I create thee here, my lord and master.
Mean you to enjoy him?
The let alone lies not in your goodwill.
Nor in thine, lord.
Half-blooded fellow, yes.
Let the drums strike and prove my title thine.
Stay yet, hear reason. Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thy attaint this gilded serpent. For your claim, fair sister, I bar it in the interest of my wife. 'Tis she is subcontract to this lord, and I, her husband, contradict your bans. If you will marry, make your loves to me. My lady is bespoke.
An interlude.
Thou art armed, Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound. If none appear to prove upon thy person thy heinous manifest and many treasons, there is my pledge. I make it on thy heart. Ere I taste bread, thou art in nothing less than I have here proclaimed thee.
Sick. No, sick.
If not, I'll ne'er trust medicine.
There's my exchange. What in the world he is that names me traitor, villain like he lies? Call by the trumpet. He that dares approach, on him, on you, who not, I will maintain my truth and honor firmly.
A herald, ho!
A herald, ho, a herald!
Trust to thy single virtue, for thy soldiers, all levied in my name, have in my name took their discharge.
Sickness grows upon me.
She is not well. Convey her to my tent. Come hither, herald. Let the trumpet sound and read out this.
If any man of quality or degree within the lists of the army will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear by the third sound of the trumpet. He is bold in his defense. Again. Again.
What's wrong?
What are you, your name, your quality, and why you answer this present summons?
No, my name is lost. By treason's tooth bear gnawn and canker bit, yet I am as noble as the adversary I come to cope.
Which is thy adversary?
What's he that speaks of Edmund, Earl of Gloucester?
So, what sayest thou to him?
Draw thy sword, that if my speech offend a noble heart, thy arm may do thee justice. Here is mine. Behold, it is my privilege, the privilege of mine honors, my oath and my profession. I protest, maugre thy strength, place, youth, and eminence. Despite thy victor's sword and fire new fortune, thy valor and thy heart, thou art a traitor. False to thy gods, thy brother, and thy mother. Conspirant against this high illustrious prince from the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust below thy foot. A most toad-spotted traitor. Say thou no. This sword, this arm, and my best spirits are bent to prove upon my heart whereto I speak. Thou liest.
Wisdom, I should ask thy name. But since thy outside looks so fair and warlike, and that thy tongue, some say, of breeding breathes, what safe and nicely I might well delay. Thy rule of knighthood I disdain and spurn. Back I toss these treasons on thy head, with the hell-hated lie o'erwhelm thy heart, which, for they yet glance by and scarcely bruise this word of mine, shall give thy instant way, where they shall rest forever. Trumpet, speak!
Ah.
Gah!
Save him, save him.
This is practice, Gloucester. By the law of war, thou wast not bound to answer an unknown opposite. Thou art not vanquished, but cozened and beguiled.
Shut your mouth, dame. or with this paper shall I stopple it. Hold, sir. Thou worse than any name read thine own evil. No tearing, lady, I perceive you know it.
Say, if I do, the laws are mine, not thine. Who can arraign me for't?
Most monstrous. Oh, knowest thou this paper?
Ask me not what I know.
Go after her. She's desperate. Govern her.
You have charged me with, that have I done, and more, much more. The time will bring it out. 'Tis past, and so am I. But what art thou that hast this fortune on me? If thou art noble, I do forgive thee.
Let's exchange charity. I am no less in blood than thou art, Edmund. If more, the more thou hast wronged me. My name is Edgar, and thy mother's son. The gods are just, and of our pleasant vices make instruments to plague us. The dark and vicious place where thee he got cost him his eyes.
Thou hast spoken right. 'Tis true. The wheels come full circle. I am here.
Methought thy very gait did prophesy a royal noblesse. I must embrace thee. Let sorrow split my heart if ever I did hate thee or thy father.
Worthy prince, I know it.
Where have you hid yourself? How have you known the miseries of your father?
By nursing them, my lord. List a brief tale, and when 'tis told, oh, and my heart would burst. The bloody proclamation to escape that followed me so near. Oh, her life's sweetness, that we, the pain of death, would hourly die, rather than die at once. Taught me to shift into a madman's rags, to assume a semblance that the very dogs disdained. And in this habit met I my mother with her bleeding rings. Precious stones new lost became her guide, led her, begged for her, saved her from despair. Never, oh fault, revealed myself unto her, until some half hour passed when I was armed. Not sure, though, hoping of this good success, I asked her blessing, and from first to last took her our pilgrimage. But her flawed heart, alack, too weak the conflict to support, twixt two extremes of passion, joy, grief, burst smilingly.
This speech of yours hath moved me. It shall perchance do good. But speak you on. You look as you had something more to say.
If there be more woeful, hold it in, for I am almost ready to dissolve hearing of this.
This would have seemed a period to such a love, not sorrow, but another to amplify too much would make much more and top extremity. Whilst I was in big and clamor, came there in a man who, having seen me in my worst estate, shunned my abhorred society. But then, finding who 'twas that so endured, with strong arms he fastened on my neck and bellowed out as he burst heaven, threw her on my mother, told the most piteous tale of Lear and him that ever ear received, which in recounting his grief grew pursuant, and the strings of life began to crack. Twice then the trumpet sounded, and there I left him tranced.
But who was this?
Kent, sir, the banished Kent, who in disguise followed his enemy king and did him service improper for a slave.
Help! Help! Oh, help!
What kind of help?
Speak, man.
What means this bloody knife?
Tis hot. Oh, it smokes. It came even from the heart of... Oh, she's dead.
Who dead? Speak, woman.
Your lady, sir, your lady. And her sister By her is poison. She confesses it.
I was contracted to them both. All three now marry in an instant.
Here comes Kent.
Produce the bodies, be they alive or dead. This judgment of the heavens that makes us tremble touches us not with pity. Oh, is this he? This time will not allow the compliment which very manners urges.
I am come to bid my king and master's eye good night. Is he not here?
Great thing of us forgot. Speak, Edmund, where's the king and where's Cordelia? Seest thou this object, Kent?
Alack, why thus?
Edmund was beloved. The one the other poisoned for my sake after slew herself.
Even so. Cover their faces.
That's for life. Some good I mean to do, despite of mine own nature. Quickly send, be brief in it, to the castle, for my writ is on the life of Lear and on Cordelia Nesson in time.
Run, run, oh run!
To whom, my lord? Who has the office? Send thy token of reprieve.
Well fought on. Take my sword, give it to the captain.
Haste thee for thy life.
He hath commission from thy wife and me to hang Cordelia in prison and lay the blame upon her for her own despair, that she forbid herself.
God's defender, bear him hence a while.
Howl! Howl! Oh, you are men of stone. Had I your tongues and eyes, I'd use them so that heaven's vault should crack. She's gone forever. I know when one is dead and when one lives. Oh, she's dead as earth. Lend me a looking glass. I'll see if that her breath will mist or stain the stone. Why, then she lives.
This the promised end?
Or image of that horror?
Fall and cease.
This feather stirs, she lives. If it be so, it is a chance that doth redeem all sorrows. Oh, that ever I have felt.
Oh, my good master.
Prithee away.
'Tis noble Kent, your friend.
A plague upon you murderers, you traitors all. I might have saved her. Now she's gone forever. Cordelia. Cordelia. Stay a little, huh? Oh, what is it thou sayest? Her voice was ever soft, gentle and low, an excellent thing in a woman. I killed the slave that was hanging thee.
'Tis true, my lords, he did.
Did I not, fellow? Oh, I have seen the day with my good biting falchion. I would have made him skip. I am old now, and these same crosses spoil me. Who are you? My eyes are not the best. I'll tell you straight.
The fortune brag of two she loved and hated, one of them we behold.
This is a dull sight. Are you not Kent?
The same. Your servant, Kent. Where is your servant, Caius?
He's a good fellow, I can tell you that. Oh, he'll strike and quickly too. Oh, he's dead and rotten.
Oh, my good lord, I am the very man.
I'll see that straight.
That from your first of difference and decay have followed your sad steps.
You are welcome hither.
Or no man else. All's cheerless, dark, and deadly. Our eldest daughters have fordone themselves, and desperately are dead.
I think.
He knows not what he says, and vain is it that we present us to him.
Very bootless.
Edmund is dead, my lord.
That's but a trifle here. You, lords and noble friends, know our intent. What comfort this great decay may come shall be applied. For us, we resign during the life of this old majesty, to him our absolute power, to you your rights with boot, such addition as your honors have more than merited. All friends shall taste the wages of their virtue, and all foes the cup of their deservings. Oh, see.
And my poor fool is hanged? No life? No. Why should a dog, a cat, a horse, a rat have life, and then thou no breath at all? No, thou'lt come no more? Never. Pray you, undo this button. Thank you, sir. Do you see this? Look on her. Her lips. Look there. Look there.
He faints. My lord? My lord!
Break heart, I prithee, break.
Look up, my lord.
Vex not his ghost, or let him pass. He hates him that would upon the rack of this tough world stretch him out longer.
He is gone indeed.
The wonder is he hath endured so long, he but usurped his life.
Bear them from hence. Our present business is general woe. Friends of my soul, you twain rule in this realm, and the gourd state sustain.
I have a journey, sir, shortly to go. My master calls me. I must not say no.
Weight of the sad time, we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne most. We that are young shall never see so much, nor live so long.